Okay, Dr. Edmund Storms showing us how to use a Geiger counter.
All right, we'll turn it on. Turn on the audio. Now we take off this protecting little end, and that's the sensitive end of the Geiger counter. You don't want to touch that.
Okay.
And then you put the radioactive material right here, and listen. Hear it clicking?
I hear it. Let me get the little light there. Oh, well, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
So each click is one particle.
Each click is one particle. They give you a little bit. A click per second is 0.05 mR per hour. Now, that's a very small amount of radiation, and in fact is the radiation level that would be dangerous to you. This thing would go. It would be really, really fast. You'd never be able to count it. That's why you need a meter. And that will average the counts and give you an average amount of radiation.
What was the sample made out of there?
This is the uranium ore.
Uranium ore.
Right. This is the natural
And
form
that's
of
not
uranium.
dangerously radioactive?
No, it's not dangerously radioactive. It's something that you don't want to get in your body, inside your body. Uranium is not dangerous outside the body. It's not very radioactive. A big part of its radiation is alpha. The alphas don't even get out through the plastic that this is in.
Oh.
And so, but if it's inside your body, now the alphas get in direct contact with the tissue that surrounds it, and that can cause damage. So it's very important not to get radioactive material inside your body.
So if we took that out of the package, it should register even more clicks.
Not significantly more, because the alphas that come out of here can't get through the window of the Geiger counter either. The window of the Geiger counter is sensitive to alphas, to some of the alphas coming off of uranium. So some of them would get in there. It would be a little more active outside. But the weaker alphas can't get through that window.
So suppose I wanted to take some samples just around my natural environment on the Northern California coast. I would just hold that and hold the wand out and point it at things.
Well, you have to get it close. If radiation is absorbed by the air, the alpha radiation only has probably a range of about that far in air, even if it, once it gets out of the sample. Beta radiation can go a lot further in air without being absorbed, and gamma can grow still further. But everything diminishes as a square of the distance. So the further you are away from something, the less radiation you're going to get. So if you want to find out as accurately as possible, you want to put this right down on the thing that you're looking at.
Okay.
With this off. This will stop all the alphas and all the betas. It won't stop the gamma. So if you were looking for gamma, which is probably the more dangerous of the radiations externally, you could leave that on, but normally you take that off in order to explore the radiation in the environment. But being sure not to puncture that very thin window.
Ooh,
that window
what's that
there
brown
is
stuff
incredibly thin. Well, that's
some kind of sticky
a little
stuff.
bit of glue that holds that in.
Oh, wow.
The way this thing is made, it slips down inside, and that's just to keep it from coming out. But if you break that window, then you'll have to replace that Geiger counter tube. And these are standard Geiger counter tubes. You can buy them for about $100. You wouldn't have to replace the whole thing.
And you think that a little meter would be advantageous to have?
Yeah, a meter would be advantageous. This is good enough to tell you whether or not there's any radiation in the environment, but it's not good enough to tell you how much.
A level, yeah, I see. Okay, great. Well, thank you.
You could take this with you and use it to test your Geiger counter.
You sure you don't need it?
No, I don't need it.
Awesome.
I got plenty of radioactive stuff.